objects involved in it, right? So we have only the student and course. But here, I mean, if you see, we are not able to add the any fields from the course object itself. If you see, only the student related fields are visible. But my requirement is I need to add the course actual fee, okay, and like other course details also. Okay, so then how we can add that? Okay, so you can have a question like why the course name is visible now, because it has a lookup relationship or the master detail relationship, right? So that is the reason only this field is visible from the course object. But we cannot have an option to add the other object, I mean other fields from the course object. Okay, now what to do? So I want to club the fields from both course and the student. So how we can add? Okay, so then I mean we need to go to the report types. Okay, so setup in the home window, just we need to search for the report types. Okay, so here click on new custom report type. Okay, so here what is our primary object? So which is the parent, that one we need to select. So compared to the student and course, which who was the parent? So course is the parent, just select the parent object. Okay, so course and student details. Okay, so again, I'm giving an overview why we need to go for the report type. Okay, so basically, I mean, while creating the report, a report type is mandatory because report type represents what are the fields. Okay, so the total, we can call it as a template in the backend. Okay, report type means. Uh, Let me store it in a other reports. Okay, so what is mean by development and deployed? If you see here in development means only it will be visible to the few users who have the manage custom report types permission. Other users cannot have the access to it. So that is the reason always we need to put it as a deployed. Okay. Once you are decided your report type is fine, so we can show this one to, I mean, we can release this one to the users. So then we need to go with this deployed option. Okay, click on next. Okay, so here I mean you can have an option to select the related objects. Okay, so course is the parent, so then click on the here below button, so we can get the option to add related objects. Okay, so to the course, what are the related objects? We have the students. Okay, so here if you see this option, each A record must have at least one B record. That means each parent can have at least one child. So you can select. Okay, or else a parent can may have the report or may not have the students. Optional. So first one is mandatory. Every course should have the students. Second one is a course might have the students or might not have the students. Okay. So clear? So I'm going with the first option. So this one. Okay, if you select this one, so this graph will change if you see. Okay, click on save. So now your report type is prepared. Okay, so if you see here, uh, this is the report type and these are the objects we selected. I mean, these many fields are added in the report type. Okay, if you want to do make any changes in the report type, so just click on this edit layout. Okay, so here how many sections are there? Course object related and students objects related. Okay, if you want to add any other fields to the student, let's say sports information I want to add. Okay, directly you can add, click on here. Okay, so here we have a button called add lookup fields. Okay, click on this one. Okay, so here we are getting this option, right? So courses are students. Okay, I'm going to the student and sports. Okay, which fields you want to add? I'm adding sports field, sports name. Okay, I'm adding it under the okay student section. I added it. No, I don't want to add it in the student section. If you want to add it in a separate section, just click on this new section. Okay. So I'm removing these details from here. I'm adding it here. Students, sports. Okay, let me save it and refresh. Okay, so I'm adding the remaining fields from the student, P and sports ID and sports. Which section you want to just select that section. Okay, so till now clear. So here I mean report type describes what fields you can use in the report. Okay, clear this one. Okay, now one more requirement is, let's say here I mean fee, it is coming as fee. If we want to change the label of the field, okay, which should not see, let's say we have the two different reports. Okay, on one report you want to mention it as a sports fee, and another report you want to mention just simply as a fee only. Okay, if you go to the field, at the field level, if you change the label name of this field, then what will happen, it will affect to both the report types. Okay, my requirement is I want to change it only in the reports. In the rest of the place in the org, it needs to be show whatever there at the time of the field creation. Okay, so then what we need to do, just go to that report type. Okay, here I mean if you observe this one, the pencil icon. Okay, click on this one, you can update the name. Okay, save it. Okay, so the same way if you want to add sports name. Okay, so here I mean it is already mentioned the course fee. Okay, now let's save this one and start creating a new report on this by using this custom report type. Okay, so how to create the reports? Go to app launcher, search for reports tab. Okay, so here this is the reports tab. Click on new report. Okay, so here we need to search for, go to all and search for your report type. So what is our report type? Course and student details. Okay, so report type is coming here. So click on start report. Okay, so as of now, course name and student ID added here. Okay, so now just click on this one. So here if you can see, the fields which are coming from the course object is visible here, and students. Okay, and the sports. Now if you observe here, I mean the sports fee, I mean the label earlier it was fee only. Okay, now we update it as a sports fee. Like that, I mean if you want to make any changes, we can do the changes directly. Okay, so now let's say course fee. Okay, so here it is coming duration only. Okay, I want to display it as a course duration. Okay, so let's do how we can do that. Okay, student ID. So let's say I'm adding it as a student ID, student name. So first name, just we need to select the fields itself. That's it. Okay, we paid. Okay, so now let's add sports fee and sports name. Okay, click on refresh here. So now all the fields are added here, right? So select in a folder, uh, all folders. Okay, if you want to save it in the all folders, you can save it. If you want to save it in a public reports, we can save it in a public report. Okay, click on save. Uh, now clear. So the here I mean the sport, it is coming as a sports fee. Now see, the actual field label of the course duration is duration only, but I want to display it as a course duration. So how to do that one? So now simply go to the course section, go to that report type. Okay, go to that section, course section here, duration is there. Okay, I'm updating it as a course duration. Click on save. Done. Now refresh the report. Now clear how to update the labels without changing at the field level. Clear this one or any queries? Okay, so now what is mean by this grouping? Okay, I want to add, I want to get the total number of students for each course. Okay, then simply what I need to do, I need to group by course. Okay, so now see, all are grouping, but here I selected wrong field, course ID. Instead of course ID here, what I need to do, course name. Okay, clear or any queries?
It's clear.
Okay, so here if you see, there is one more section called bucket field. Okay, what is mean by bucket field? So it is the comparison between the two different fields on the report. Okay, so let me add it. Fee paid, net less than okay. See, let me edit this one. Okay, so if the fee paid amount is within this range, so then what we want to do. Okay, so let's say if it is a less than, then I want to update it as a paid. Okay, so it is depends upon the total number of the fee amount. Okay, based on the conditions, within this report, if you want to do any calculation based on a single field itself, we need to go for the bucket field. Okay, so basically in the on the Excel sheet, let's say you have this let's say whoever paid at least 5,000, so then we can mark it as a partial paid. So whoever is not paying at least 5,000, I want to mark it as a not paid. Okay, so whoever paid more than 5,000, so it is coming as a partially paid. Whoever is not less than 5,000, so it is coming as a not paid. So clear. So this is called as a bucket field. So bucket field means in a report based on one field you want to identify the classify the data. Okay, so then we need to go with the bucket field. Okay, so here bucket field means simply we can call it as a formula field inside that report itself. Clear this one? Okay, so in our coming days, we will do one project completely on the admin itself. So then we will get to know about the clear picture of the report. So basically, I'm giving the overview of that project so that you can also come with some ideas. So how we can achieve that one. Okay. So whatever the topics till now we done, based on that, we are going to create one project. So I will discuss about the flows also. So once the flows topic is also done, so then we will start creating our admin project. Okay. So that project is simple. Usually, everyone is aware about the Splitwise app, right? Right. So usually instead of splitwise, okay, we can build an application, okay, where you want to like capture all your expenses. Okay, So let's say, I mean, today you spend 10,000 on your grocery. Okay. Or else at the month, I mean, end you will get the some income. So based on that income and expenses, how we can show the data on UI. Okay. So usually, I mean, we are going to create one mobile application. Okay. Inside that mobile application, you can use that application to capture your daily expenses. Okay, so that one, I mean, that project we will go to do after completion of all the flows discussion also. Okay, so clear, or anyone have any queries on the reports till now, whatever the topics we discussed? Okay, why I'm asking is this is the foundation to the Salesforce. Whatever you learned till now, this is the very basic level. Okay, from now onwards, once the basic configuration is done, how to automate the things. Okay, so how we can do the automation? Let's say once the student is created, I want to send an email alert, welcome email. Okay, so once the student's uh, fee amount is coming, so if he's not paying anything, so I need to send an email alert. Okay, please pay the fee details. Okay, and third one is let's say if the student results has came, so the I mean administration staff is updated their marks. Okay, now we want to send an email alert to the student, whatever the exam details they has performed. Okay, so like this, I mean, these are the automation actions. So before going to this one, so we need to be clear about how to create the fields, how to create the objects, and how to manage all these things. So later point of time, then we are going with the automations. Okay, so to achieve the automations, we have two things in Salesforce. Okay, what are those? First one is the flows, and second one is the apex. Okay, so then you might have asked what is the use of LWC. Okay, so here, I mean, if you see, this is a like a pretty straightforward UI. So there is no complex things. Okay, so if you want to implement few things, like getting the fields from multiple objects, on click on a single submit button, you want to save the data in multiple fields and multiple which are different objects. Okay, then we need to go with the LWC concept or the UI, LWC or RR Visual Force page. Okay, LW is the latest version. That is the reason we going with the LWC. And let's say there are few actions, quick actions. So let's say I'm in here, send an email alert. Okay, I will add one button. Okay, once the user clicks on that button, I want to send an email to the user. I mean the here the students about their details. Okay, like that, I mean a few things we need to do. So in that cases, we will go with the LWC concept. Okay, so basic admin is clear for everyone, or anyone has any queries? How to navigate to the object and how to open the fields if I ask someone to create a new field or update the access to that you so and so profile. So what is the use of permission sets and all? So clear, or any queries? Can I take it as a no?
Yeah, no queries, ma'am.
Okay. So why I'm asking these many times is once you are clear with the basic topics, then only you can understand the automations easily. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand. Okay. Fine then. So my first requirement is simple. Okay, whenever the student record is created, okay, I want to send an email alert to the student. Okay, saying welcome email simply. Okay, whenever student record is created, I want to send an email alert to him. Okay, so let's say here, I mean, I'm creating one student record. Okay, so whatever the email they given, I want to send an email alert to this email alert. Okay, your registration is completed successfully, like that. So is that requirement clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Just give me a minute. Let me bring my charger. I'm back. Okay, so before going to the flows, okay, what are the things we need to make sure? Okay, so the first point is before going to any automation or anything, okay, so before going to implementation in the system, so we need to understand few things. Okay, first one is when to trigger. Okay, in our case, when to send the email alert. Okay, so this is called as a triggering point. Okay, okay, next one is what action we need to perform. Okay, so when to send. Okay, so here in our case, if you take the email, so when we need to send the email alert. Okay, second one is what action we need to perform here. Action means, so in this case only the email alert. Okay, so these 2 points are the key points. Okay, so let's go to the flows. Okay, so here I mean, if you search for, so setup home, and in the pick find box you can click on the flows. Okay, so click on new flow. Okay, so if you see here, I mean, these are the different types of flows available in the Salesforce. Okay, so now if they give only one option, we don't have any confusion, straightforward, we can go and you do in the same way. But here, I mean, they given multiple options. So again, we need to make sure what option we need to select. Okay, so let's see the description of each and every one. Triggered flow. Okay, basic thing is the triggered flow. Okay, triggered means so basically, in the Salesforce or the SQL or any language, if you take in, triggers are the main common things. So what is mean by trigger? Means, so whenever any record is created, okay, or whenever any record is updated, whenever any record is deleted, okay, so whenever any record is undeleted. So basically, if any user performs any action on the record, immediately if you want to respond, then we need to go with the triggers. Okay, triggered flow. Okay, whenever any action performed on the record, if you want to do some automation, we need to go with the triggers. Okay, in Salesforce we have only two triggers. One is from the flow trigger and second one is from the apex trigger. Okay, inside the trigger we have different things, so we will see that one later. Okay, so when we need to go for the triggered flow, okay, whenever the user performed any DML on record, if you want to do any action immediately, so then we need to go with the triggered flow. Okay, second one is scheduled flow. So this is like a pretty straightforward one. Okay, I want to send an email alert, like let's say birthday email. Okay, on the so birthday email means, so do we need to send daily? Do we need to send every time? No, right? So at particular time, if you want to do any action, so then we need to go with the schedule flow. Okay. Let's say, I mean, sometimes if you are using the credit card, so the credit card bill will be generated every month at certain time period. So few of the cards at 15th and few of the cards at 25th, like that, the dates will be there. Okay. So here, I mean, the regular time interval will be 15 and 25. So this is called as a schedule flow if you want to do any actions. Okay, so then coming to the screen flow. So screen flow is like if you want to build any small lightweight UA, so we can go with the screen flow. Okay, let's say here I mean the student is clicking on the new, so I want to display this kind of pop-up and click on next. I want to show this like fields. Okay, then we need to go with the flows, screen flow. Okay, but here I mean not complex CSS styles it will support. We can apply lightweight applications only, screen flow. Okay, so the next one is the auto launcher flow. Okay, so this is like let's say I mean inside the flow I mean I built a lot of logic. Okay, so some of the logic I want to put in some other flow. Why? Because the flow logic might be we can reuse that one. Okay, that is one case. That means if you want to invoke one flow from another flow, okay, like I can call it as a helper kind of classes, so then we can go with the auto launcher flows. Okay, so we will see discuss in detail about later. Okay, these three are clear. Trigger
Yes.
flow, schedule flow, and screen flow. Auto launcher flow means you need to invoke it. Okay, you need to call it, then only it will work. In the back end or somewhat, I mean you need to add the logic, then only it will call, otherwise it won't call. Trigger flow means if you perform any action on the record, if it is any flow is there, then immediately it will fire. Okay, schedule means again the user needs to invoke it whenever that particular time period. So every day at night, I mean I want to check is there any student not paid the fee amount, so then I want to send an email alert to the HOD. Okay, if any student got failed, I want to send an email to the HOD. Okay, I want to send the attendance report to the HOD on like every 2 weeks basis or like every week. Okay, like that. So in that cases, we need to go with the schedule flow. Screen flow means again, if you want to build any small lightweight UA, so then we will go with the screen flow. Okay, so in our case, now tell me, whenever any student got created, I want to send an email alert. So which option you would choose?
Trigger.
Triggered,
Trigger flow.
right? So whenever any student is getting created, I want to send an email. Okay, then we need to go with the trigger flow. Okay, again here I mean we have the different options. Okay, triggered flow means record triggered flow, platform event triggered flow, and orchestration flow. Okay, so this is the bulkification, we can call it as a bulkification of the flow. Here I mean we will get the more options. Okay, so this is about the approval process. Okay, so now let's see record triggered flow. Okay, this is the straightforward record triggered flow. So when it will work, launches when a record is created or updated or deleted. Okay, this flow will invoke. Platform event means usually what is mean by platform events. Okay, so if you take the example as, let's say I mean if you book any tickets or IRCTC app, if you take the IRCTC app, so at the end we will do the payment, right? Okay, so if you observe, so the ticket you are booking in the IRCTC app, the payment you are doing it in a different payment gateway. If you guys can observe the Razor payment gateway or the Phone Pay or the Paytm, so different applications. So they are not belongs to IRCTC at all, right? So then how that communication will come back to the IRCTC app again? Okay, so whenever they have done the payments, how they will send the response back to our system. There are two things. They will call the API, or if it supports the platform event, they will publish an event. Okay, so I will explain this one little bit elaborate when we discuss about the integrations things. Okay, so as of now, we can directly go with the record trigger flow, straightforward. Okay, so here I mean on which object you want to create this one? Student. Okay, so next one is when you want to invoke this trigger. A record is created, or when a record is updated, or when a record is deleted or created or updated. Which one you want to go? So our requirement suitable to which option? When a record is created, then only I want to send the email alert. Okay. So let me ask you a few scenarios. Okay. Uh, Whenever the student marks updated, I want to send the email. Okay, So the updated marks memo. So which option we need to go?
Updated.
Updated. Okay, so you need to make sure and very clear about when you want to go, either for the created or updated, or created or updated. Okay, so I will explain you about the roll up summary, how we implement in our flow things. So then you will get to know about these concepts very clear. Okay, so let me go with them when a record is created. So do you want to check any condition, any prerequisite you want to require? Okay, so to sending an email alert, what is the mandatory one? Email field should be present, right? So here I mean select for as of now, just go with the first option. Select all conditions are met. Okay, so which field we need to select? So email. Okay, is null equals to false. Clear? That means email should be present. Clear? This one is clear. Okay, so now let's go with the see. There are two things, before and after. We can call it as a fast field updates or the action and related records. Okay, so when we need to go with the fast field updates, simple. Okay, whenever any record is creating, if you want to populate the fields on the same object itself. Okay, so let's say whenever the student record is creating. Okay, so based on the student marks, I want to give the uh, exception or the concession. You can take it as a concession. Okay, I want to give a discount as a 10%. Okay, if the student percentage is greater than 90, so then I want to give the 15% discount. Okay, and if the student pass percentage is 80 to in between 90, I want to give it as a 10%. If the student pass percentage, I mean previous marks percentage is greater than 75, I want to give the 5% of discount. Okay, so here I mean you guys can ask me, I mean why we need to go with this flow. Simply we can go with the formula fit, correct? But if you observe, I mean, there are few more exceptional cases when we go with the college or to get the seat. So immediately, I mean, based on the bargaining, I mean, we will get the other discount amount option also, right? Sometimes, I mean, they can offer 20% also for few of the students. Okay, so here, I mean, if I go with the formula field, then what will happen? So simply, I mean, the field will be read only. Okay, so whatever the percentage is applicable or calculating from the formula field, so that is the final one. You don't have the option to edit that. Okay, so then how I need to edit it? Okay, that is the reason we need to go with the normal field and we need to populate that logic from the backend. Okay, so here I mean the student marks is on the same student object itself. Okay, so at the same time the person, I mean the discount field, it is also on the student object itself. So in that case what we need to do, so go with the fast field updates. Okay, so now our requirement is I want to send an email alert. Okay, so usually when you want to do that one after record creation, right? After completely the record is created and committed to the database, then only we need to do that email alert action. Okay, that is the reason we need to go with the action and related records. Just simply save it. Okay, welcome email. I'm giving as a welcome email. Okay, done. Okay, so as of now I given the entry criteria. Okay, so first one is clear, when to trigger, the triggering point is clear, right? When to send the email alert, so that criteria only you given here, right? So now I want to send an email alert. Okay, so there are two things mandatory to send an email alert in the Salesforce system. Okay, first one is email template. Okay, second one is the email alert. Okay, first we need to design our email template, what email you want to send. Okay, so how to design the email templates? Click on setup, home. Okay, search for email templates. Okay, so either you can go with the classic email templates or the lightning email templates. Okay, for the lightning, first we need to enable this one. Okay, so still, I mean, many of the projects will go with the classic email templates only. So here, I mean, if you have the option, they will give the 4 types of email templates. If you want as a simply plain text, then we need to go with that text. If you want to add like our college logo or the watermark in the back end and few other style text, if you want to add, so we can go with the HTML. Okay. So if you don't want to pass the letter header, so letter header means in the emails, if you can see, I mean, we will get this kind of header, right? The like the company name, the details, it will come in the header part like this. Okay, so if you want to add the letter header or without letter header. Okay, let me go with the letter header, then you will get to know. Okay, this is the letter header part. Okay, this is the body part and this is the footer part. Okay, clear this one. Okay, if you want to add any letterheads, okay, so we need to add the letterhead. So simply here you can search with the classic letterheads. Okay, click on next. Okay, so simply here what we need to do, we need to available for use. Okay, so here I mean we need to select the logo or the images. We need to select it here. Okay, so the format structure we need to populate here. Okay, so we need for that one we need to first create the letterheads. Okay, let me go with the basic email templates. Okay, so if I want to go with the custom without letterhead, so it will show directly navigate to here. So you no need to select any letterhead because you are selecting the without letterhead option. Okay, so here where you want to save this one. So my personal email templates are the public folder. Okay, so available for use, then only we are going to use this template. If you uncheck this one, we cannot use this email template and the email alerts. Okay, so let me give welcome email. Okay, so subject, if you want add anything, welcome. Click on next. Okay, so if you even if you give the wrong subject, it's not an issue. We can update it in the while designing section. Okay, it is taking some time. Okay, so this is the email template builder. Okay, so I want to add it as a hi. So I want to populate the student name here. Okay, simply I want to give your registration completed successfully. Please find, or else you can add it as a your ID number is so on. So whatever the ID number the student has got, I need to display the ID number here. Okay. Okay. So clear here. I mean, I need to populate the student name. Okay. So here, I mean, how to get the fields in the email templates. Okay. So if you see here, just whichever the object you want to, whatever the fields belongs to that object, you need to select that object. So here our case is student. Okay, student fields. Okay, select which field you want to add. Okay, so here I want to add the student registration ID, right? So student ID. Your registration number is so and so. Here, I mean, in the subject, I want to add the student name. So how we can add the student name? So here, select that field. Okay, last name. Okay, if you want to combine both last name and first name, we can add the same. Okay, so here, search for the first name. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, so clear. If you see, it is nothing but inside the curly braces they are giving the object name dot that field name. Okay, so here I mean the same fields I want to add it at the hi. Okay, done. Clear this one. Okay, now just go for the next. Okay, so this is the non-HTML text version it is asking. Okay, I said copy it from the text version. Okay, so here how it is coming. So it is coming in the line by line. I mean, not on the line by line. So it is coming on the same lines. So you need to align it. Okay. Click on save. Okay. So if you want to see the preview, simply, I mean, here what we can do, edit HTML version, click on preview. Okay, but if you see, all are coming on the same line. So here you given it as a different lines, even though it is coming as the same line. Why? Because we are using the HTML version. Okay, so in the HTML, if you want to do the line breaks, we need to use the break tag. Okay, so each break tag will give a one new line. Okay, so here also I need to give the break tags. Okay, so let me save it and preview it again. So here, I mean, on the preview, it is showing clear. So if you want to add the new lines, we need to give the break tags. Okay. So now you created the template. Okay. What content you want to send, that one you done, you designed it. Okay. Now we need to create the email alerts. Click on email alert, setup, home, and click on the email alerts. So click on continue. Okay. Click on new email alert. Okay. So let me give the name. Student welcome email. Okay, on which object it's supposed to be? On student. Select that one. So here you need to select the email template. Okay, so welcome. Search for our email template. So welcome email. Okay, so here first one is template. So what content you want to send? Okay, that designing is done in the email template. Okay, so here to whom you want to send. Okay, that details will be designed in the email alerts. Okay, to whom we want to send. Okay, so here user. So it is not on the user, right? It is on the, so to whom we need to send. The student means. So email field. Okay, so to whom we need to send here the email. Okay, so there are few things. Okay, to whom we need to send, we can identify by using these many ways. Okay, based on the record creator who has created the record. Okay, or else based on the record owner who has created the owner. Okay, or if anyone is belongs to this group, then only I want to send the email alert, like that. I mean, to whom we need to send, we need to select these many ways. Okay, if you want to send an email to the user inside our Salesforce, if that user is already created in Salesforce, then simply we need to select this user and select to the user to whom we need to send. Okay, here our case is the student is not created inside the Salesforce. I mean, he doesn't have any login, he has only the record entry. Okay, so then how we can send an email to the student? By using his email field, right? So here, I mean, you need to search for the email field. Okay, so then here, I mean, let's say here student email is there, father email is there, and mother email is also there. Okay, so then it will show all the three email data type fields here. So then you need to select to which email field it needs to be considered. Okay, so as of now here we have only the one email field, so I'm selecting that field itself. Okay, do you want any additional email address? You can call it as a CC or some other thing. Okay, you can add that one. Okay, so here one more thing. Usually, I mean, when we get the ammo, I mean, usually when you do any transaction in the bank, so you will get one notification email, right? So no reply, some email will come, right? So how we will configure that email address? Okay, so let me duplicate it. Okay, so for now I'm using the current user email address. That means who has the system admin email address, it will come with that one. Okay, let's save this one. Okay, I will explain you about the email address a little bit after. Okay, now you created the email alert. Done. Okay, so now what we need to do? You created the template and you created the alert. Okay, so then you need to go back to the triggering point when you need to send it. Okay, so that is defined in the flow. Okay, so this is the triggering point. Okay, so here you need to search for the send email alert. Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, so click on run immediately. So click on send email alert. Okay, so here it is showing all the, it will show all the email alerts. So here I mean our email alert is coming. So you can give the label. Okay, so here I mean you need to pass the record ID. Why we need to pass the record ID? Because in the email template, okay, we given few fields, right? So student name and student ID. How the system will get that details? Okay, so to identify that one only, we need to pass the record ID. Okay, so which how you can get the record ID? Okay, whenever any flow trigger flow is running, if you want to access the current variable, that means whichever the record is creating, we need to get the details, right? So how can I get the details? Okay, so if you see the triggering student, okay, so each object it will separate. So the before prefix keyword will be the triggering space, that object name it will come. Okay, inside that one, if you see, I mean it is showing all the fields. Okay, here what we need to pass, record ID. That's with this one done. That's it. Okay, now click on save. Okay, and activate the flow. Okay, so simple. Here I didn't do anything. So just I mean I mapped the email alert. That's it. Which email alert I want to do. So I selected that email alert and I'm passing that respective record ID. That's it. Okay, I activated the flow. Okay, now let's go back here. Okay, now let's create a new record. Okay, so let me select the CSC and save it. Okay, a student was created and its ID was 009. Okay, now let me check in this email box. Okay, let me open the email alert. Okay, so this is the email address I given. So for the first time, we need to check it in the spam. Okay, so here I found your registration is completed successfully. Your ID number is so and so. So clear this one.
Yes.
Okay, so if you see here from address, it is showing as a different so and so blah 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 account, right? Okay, so here I mean I don't want to be use any other random email address from the Salesforce. I want to use a specific registered email address. Okay, so for that one we need to design organization wide addresses. Okay, organization wide address. Okay, click on add here. Okay, test call as I'm giving. Okay, then what will happen? A email will be triggered to this one so that they need to verify it. Allow all profiles. So here I'm selecting allow all profiles. Okay, so test college I given. Okay, verification request is sent. So what I need to do now, I need to just I mean we will get an email alert. Okay, let me open this one. Okay, so this is the email address. Okay, so organization wide email address it was added. So then what I need to do, I need to click on this link and I need to verify that. Okay, so thank you. So it is verified. Clear? This is done. Just I verified it. Okay, now let's come back to organization wide email address and refresh it. Okay, it is verified. Okay, so the display name will be the test college. It will come as. So then what we need to do? So we need to go with the email alerts. Okay, inside the email alert, we need to select the, let me continue. So click on edit here. Okay, so here from email address, we need to decide it here. So I'm selecting it as a test college. Okay, done. So from address, we need to select here inside the email alert. Okay, now let me create one more student. Okay, so I'm creating the second record. Click on save again. Okay, student 10 was created. Okay, and one more thing is we have few limitations as this is a trial log. So there are very few, I think 10 emails only we can max send to a user. Okay, so clear or any queries? So basic flow you got an overview. So then I mean we will discuss in detail about the flows in tomorrow session. Clear or any queries?
Hey, it's clear.
Okay. If no one has any queries, so then we can wind up the call.